Yeah. Okay. Yogs.
Check.
Kings. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Bicep, triceps.
I be getting them. I really.
I'll be getting them.
Hey, good boy. Hey, good voice, bad voice. Good bad voice. You're doing your thing.
So nah. Wah.
Hey, 2 episodes in and these men are going wild. You're doing your thing. What?
I'll remind you.
All right, listen. Fruit and vegetables. Welcome back to the Big on Security podcast. In partnership with Get Licensed, who are the number one for security training, vocational course training, personal licenses. Get working with Get Licensed at getlicensed.co.uk. It's good to be back.
It's good to be
It's
back.
good to be back.
Good to be back. I wasn't sure if I was going to be back.
Yeah, you see how God works? Episode 3.
Come on.
Hey, good bad voice. He
Come
wasn't
on.
sure if he got the job for sure.
Nah, man, signed up, bro.
Man had a
Ready.
little- what's that thing when you don't have the job? When you don't have the job officially, but you're working
Probation.
Yeah, but I was on man had probation for 2 episodes, and now hey, look, man got the job. Man
It's
come
a
back.
fiddle.
Man come back with the jumper with the little
The little thing on it.
what they call it? The distress jumper.
Yeah.
Oh, fashion.
rough, man.
Man's
Icon.
Man's doing
was rough.
fashion. Okay, is that what it is? Hey, I'm trying the little thing with the Jordans, with the J's.
Those? Bananas.
Yeah?
Whole bunch. Whole bunch.
Americans? What's wrong? A whole bunch. You heard what he said.
They're crazy.
Big up Crep checkout for these. These are mad. Yeah, no.
What, like that? From who?
Crep checkout.
Like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man's moving up in this thing.
Well, I'm not on.
Okay. I see you, my bro.
Okay.
Crap, check out, you say?
Okay, guys. Let's look. I want to toast that we made it back to another episode. So, big up everybody in the room right now. This is to us, and this is to you out there. So, Yargs, good bad voice, and you guys haven't met Philip yet. You will. Remember, I said that. Love every time.
So what, straight in?
Well, yeah. Before that, that's really nice. That's really nice.
Wait a minute.
If you notice, he's got a twinkle in his eye because he's been drinking.
Hey.
This.
They might not have noticed.
No, it's so smooth. The twinkle in his eye because
Yeah.
these taste so smooth. That's Bumbo. It's a rum, not Bomba.
No?
Bumbo, not Bomba. But Bomba sounds cool. No, they taste so good. Thank you to Bumbo and to McQueen and the Violet Fog. These are really guys. Gin and rum.
I'm surprised at the gin.
Yeah, see, you're not a gin man, are you?
No.
But you like this.
I'm more of a Sorry.
I said he's more of a.
I'm more of a cognac.
A cognac. Okay, right. Because not everyone knows that. Yeah.
This gin is very good.
To be honest, I didn't really used to be a gin man. This is so. Do you know what it is? It's elegant.
Yeah. Grown.
You understand?
Grown.
Elegant. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out them, man. There.
Yeah. Shout out them. No, hey, they're a brand owned by Belair, the champagne. You guys are probably more familiar with that because you lot probably have money like that. But you see, man, like me, I just drink Ribena and thing, and I might even have to edit that out because they ain't sent man no money. I think it's so disrespectful that my alarm's going off. And they ain't sent man no free Ribena, so. But Bumble and
the design is good too.
The bottles look really good. Yeah. The bottles look really good. You know what I mean? Not as good as this distressed jumper you're dealing with, though. And the jeans.
Let's talk about the J's.
No, let's not. We don't have to.
Let's talk about the J's.
So we also have to give thanks because the good bad voice has his own mic today.
Come on, let me just play my own sound.
Play your own sound. Give yourself.
Let me just big myself up, bro.
Okay, this is.
Let me just big. They should have never gave me this mic.
And this is the problem, guys.
They should never give me
this. Is actually the problem.
I just want to say his mic sounds the loudest.
Yeah, it does. Why does your mic?
By the way, I can mute everyone else's mic as well. So try me.
You're on probation now. I'm just gonna say.
Let me just chill now. Thank you very much for this.
Welcome back, guys.
This privilege.
Today we are talking about COVID and what it's done to the security industry. Obviously, inevitably, we're going to have to talk about what's done to all of us. But at the time of recording this, it looks like we're going back into a second lockdown.
Coronavirus!
Yeah, that's actually a really good time to do it. Hit us again.
Coronavirus.
It's real. Yeah.
Isolate.
Yeah, no, it's true because Bojo just said.
He didn't come to play. I just want to say, good bad voices on this
Serious.
stuff.
He's on his thing now. You realize, you see, guys, this is life development. At the first couple of episodes, he was shouting the effects. Now the program did. But yeah, so Bojo, the Prime Minister, has just said we can't gather with more than 6 people in the pub.
By the way, a disclaimer: there's only 4 people in the studio.
Facts.
We are social
You're a
distancing.
G.
That's
You're a G
what
for
I'm
that.
here
We follow
for.
the rules. We follow the rules. That's the first thing. That's
2
what you
meters
guys need to
apart,
know.
2.5.
We follow the rules. That's the starting point.
We have to follow the rules.
Because
Security.
we're
big on security.
Because
It's security.
we're big on security.
I like that.
See my team. First of all, if your team ain't like this, I don't know what you're doing. Come see me. I got the right people. But yeah, Bojo said that people can't gather if they're 6 or more in public spaces. So like 5 people can go to the pub together. Is what he's saying.
Do you know what I think is the most disrespectful thing about it?
Yeah.
You're telling me in my house.
Yeah. You can't have. What happens if there's 8 of you in the house? Like just normally, your household. What if the mama and the papa have 6 kids?
What happens
We
then?
see 2 of the kids
Kids
then
gotta
have
move out. You gotta go.
Hey, the parents are looking forward to that. Like the Prime Minister said, you gotta leave. Yeah, so this COVID thing's really not going away. I have mixed views on it. Wait, stop. This is very important. Sorry. Everyone, please raise your cups. Guys, this is a special toast to every security staff that has worked through the pandemic.
Big facts.
And a round of applause, please. Good bad voice.
I'm gonna
guys.
salute.
Salute. What? Listen, you got. Let me drink.
Can we drink
One
now?
second. Let me.
Yeah. Bumba.
No, No, guys, we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
There are so many heroes that have been spoken about, that have been clapped for every Thursday. People came out their house, went on bridges, grouped up together, even though they said we shouldn't be in close proximity to one another, just to clap. And it was well deserved because the NHS have absolutely tried. Their efforts been incredible. But at every hospital, there's been security and no one clapped. Every supermarket, the only place we were allowed to go to, there's been security. Parks, when they were closed, had security monitoring it. Every shop had to now get some form of security because someone has to enforce that 2-meter rule.
Make them know.
And someone has to enforce that
limit.
mask.
Yeah,
How many people can be in a shop at once? And not once did Bojo say, let's clap for the security staff. In it, Bojo. Not once did you say, let's give them a little extra money. Not once did you say, hey, security guys, keeping us safe, but putting yourself at risk.
Because at normal, we're front line again.
Let's
bro.
give you free PPE.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't
wait,
even,
hold on. No PP.
with the government. Well, they didn't even give the nurses PPE or the NHS.
Now they finally
PPE.
got this, but that's mad
And
though. Like
bro,
security should have.
Security had
Nah,
to get their
bro.
own stuff.
No.
Nah, bro.
Come on, man. It's in, bro. This is what I'm trying to say with like.
So overlooked.
Where have you gone in the last?
So overlooked.
You know what? The places that probably had security initially, people still might not notice. But look at all the places you went to that didn't have security at first, that now have to have it.
Yeah.
Like, who claps for? I clap for you guys. I clap for you guys. Thank you. Yeah, we clap for Ono. We clap for you guys. Thank you. But yeah, let's dive in, man. COVID, how it's affected everybody. First things first. Are we scared?
No.
That sounds like man disagrees with you, my bro.
Right, man. Do you want to think about that? I would just jump straight in.
Scared of COVID itself?
Yeah.
or-
Is COVID real?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as they're exaggerating it to be,
All right.
personally.
Good bad voice.
I scared of the COVID situation?
Yeah. Is it real?
I think there's some realism to it.
Have you had the Rona?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't believe I've had the Rona. I've had a bout with something.
Have you had symptoms?
I've had something. Obviously, I'm here today to talk about my overcoming of it. But no, seriously, like, because I know people who their loved ones and their close family have passed from it. So I'm in between, if I'm honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think there's an element of social control in there. But I don't want to. This is not this podcast
is not,
for that.
Yeah, this is not the place.
Do you know what I mean?
See, you're so right. That's why I'm really trying to be careful with my thoughts as well. But yeah, there is a virus for sure. There's a virus. There's something.
Yeah.
Is it the most deadliest thing in the world? Of course not. Because statistically, you're probably more likely to get killed by being hit by a car, actually, than by this virus.
To be fair, you say that though, but the effect it's had on the world,
it's because of how it's been
portrayed. So you're saying media,
how it's been publicized, how it's been fed to us. The initial scare tactic was, oh my God, people are dying. That's all we heard. People are dying. The death count.
Right.
Just to find out that all that time, the survival rate was way higher than the death count.
And not only that, this is my problem with the virus itself, is that
the virus waited. It was some man.
It was said that the doctors was even being told that regardless of the cause of death itself,
just put it down as the virus. Yeah.
So
like,
you don't actually have a.
I heard of a case where a man was hit in a car, died in the car crash. The cause of death was a car crash, but because he had symptoms, they put it down as a corona death.
Do you see? So we don't actually. This is why I said no, and I'm not scared, because you don't have an honest opinion or
why are they feeding us false information? Oh yeah, we're starting to stray into what we're trying to avoid now, innit? Why are they do you know what? Maybe it's a bit important to think of why they're trying to feed us false information, because then we can think of what else have they done with that? Because when we consider our industry, how have they fed us the perception of our industry? Or how do they feed the people the perception of the security industry?
Right.
Do they make us look weak? Do they make us look strong? I know how they portray the police. Remember, I say all the time, the security industry is an extension of law enforcement without any of the resources and any of the rights. So this portrayal thing is a big issue. They have made COVID the magnitude of it in our eyes is insane. And they've expected every venue, every building, every supermarket, every premises that has to have people in it has to have security.
Right.
But what are they doing for us? Like, no.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. It's like guinea pigs.
Even worse, because at least the guinea pigs get a little hay in the little car, the wheel, the Ferris wheel, where they get to chill out and work out, do a little cardio. The security would still be expected to intervene if somebody's not following the rules, right?
I'd go a step further. I would even go to say that, like, the security guard role during the pandemic has changed, because it wasn't just about securing the premises, it was also about stepping in. So volunteering to assist the elderly, transportation, escorting people.
To be fair, that's never changed. That's always been, and I'm glad you said that, because a normal person wouldn't realize that's included in our, it's unofficially included in our role, because someone will see an elderly person or someone with who's less able, or someone in any type of distress or pregnant, and the first thing they think is, where's security? Who's gonna help?
Yeah.
Because everybody else it's too much of an inconvenience. Oh, security should help.
Right.
On your way out. I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe they say the staff as well, but if the security is the closest, be like, aren't you gonna help her?
But
and you look bad if you're like, that's not actually my job.
But if you're now the go-between all the people that normally do that, you're now stepping in.
But that's my point.
As the value increased.
Well,
because I would have thought that COVID was in no disrespect to everybody that's like had a negative situation. I would have thought COVID would have been good for business.
Yeah. Yes, and so here's the thing: COVID's good for business if the sickness.
That's a good one.
COVID
because
anything that increases the need for our service is good for business.
Yeah.
However, where this is concerned, there's actually an illness as well.
Yeah, the threat of
there's actually an illness, guys. So it's like, oh, there's work. Yeah, I'm gonna go. They're gonna pay me more where there's loads of sick people. Oh, great, I'm gonna do that shit. Yeah, but you might get sick and die. If we go with what they're showing, yeah, but you might get sick and die, and then you got no work. It's like when I first became a bodyguard, right? I was begging people for it. Obviously, like when you're new and your experience isn't as much, but you got all your qualifications, you're eager, and manager's like, no. And then someone offers you, hey, do you want to work with pirates? Do you want to do anti-piracy work? And I was like, huh? Because, not to be stereotypical, I can swim in a pool. Like one length, and then rest, and then back.
I said, what's one length, bro?
Allow it.
Because like length is subjective, Like I mentioned one length.
No.
What the hell is one length? What, a meter? The actual pool size? The width?
No.
The actual
don't try it. The long thing. The long pause.
The straight.
The straight bit.
Okay.
Not the width. That was when man was a little
what,
teenager.
Junior school? Is treading water?
This guy. I could swim the length of any pool, fam.
All right.
Talk heavy.
Wicked and bad. Wicked and bad.
Slow down. No, there's some pools in the world that's really long. Hey, who was I with? I was with a client and we went to a hotel and I was like, I'm just going to check out a pool. He was like, yeah, I had some time, so I'm going to check out a pool. Yo, the pool was long. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go back to my room. I'm going to come here when it's not so busy. Because I would have had to pause halfway to catch my breath. Anyway, so... anti-piracy work, that's the ocean, bro. Have you ever swam in the ocean?
Yeah, that's a different kind of water. That's not regular.
Yo, the ocean has a personality, bro.
No.
That deserves something. Give me something.
The ocean has...
No. The ocean has a personality.
No, absolutely.
And depending on the day you're in it,
it might be good or bad.
But I was like, yo, and it's cold. It's rough. And
you can't just have a break.
If your shit gets taken over, you got two options. You surrender to the pirates or you jump overboard and save yourself. Because they're not actually interested in you. They're interested in ship.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping off. And I don't want to be taken.
I'm going to throw a stat out there, yeah? Like, as you guys have been speaking, I've been looking at...
This guy came with points. He's got stats.
Yeah, no, I have to let them know in it. So... As you guys are speaking,
he's got a beard.
Okay. I like the way you're. I like what you're doing. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do.
Just give us your stats, fam.
Do you want me to give you my IG?
Yeah.
As you men were speaking,
by the way, we're gonna set up an Instagram page for the Good Bad. It's actually gonna be called the Good Bad Boy.
Definitely.
Today. Feel free to follow.
You deserve.
I'm not on the.
Okay, just give us something.
Yeah, let me just give you the data first, innit? Because it's important.
See this. You're still on probation, remember that?
Yeah, cool. So basically, while you was talking, I'm trying to find out like who has been more at risk during this pandemic, innit? Yeah. And it says those working in elementary jobs face the greatest risks. Yeah. Of them, there were more security guard deaths than in any other profession at 74% per 100,000.
Repeat that.
And that was during, I'm going to repeat it, but just so that these guys know that this is proper stats from the Office of National Statistics.
S'il vous plaît.
During the 9th of March and the 25th of May, the most amount of people that died within professions.
The most amount of people that died within profession were security guards.
Yo, that's
the most amount. Are you
74 per 100,000?
Can I get a don't be stupid, please?
That's.
Are you not or are you normal? Something. Don't be stupid.
It's madness.
Shout out to me.
That's quite nuts. I like what you did. Thank you.
No, wait, hold on.
How do you guys feel about it?
You're telling me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be
more of my colleagues died.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like that hurt, bro. That felt like, you know, I understand how the military guys feel, and you know that it's brotherhood. Security is a family, bro. When you find the right family, it's a family.
Yeah, that's important when you find the right one. When you find, that's important when you find the right one. But yeah. No, that was good. That was good.
But to know that
man are dying,
and that
hasn't been.
By the way, that stat includes doctors, nurses who are at the front line.
They are front. So they're well front line together.
Your industry is dying more
than those who are even making physical contact.
Something's not happening.
You know what hurts as well? It's not even been.
No one's talking.
Nobody.
It's
not,
who's to blame? Who's to blame?
Even saying talking about it. It's not being acknowledged. It's not being identified.
Exactly.
Who's to blame? Who deserves a prick stick of the week? Who's to blame?
Do you know
everyone.
What? Let's take. Do you know what? Bro. Let's put our hands up and say we're all collectively to blame.
Why?
Well, first of all, when was the last time we checked on the man them that's working?
I checked on you yesterday.
You know me. Okay. Because I had to make a conscious effort. When I go into stores, I now consciously say hi and bye to security.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Do you
I'm lying.
Obviously, no, not the ones that follow me around. I'm saying
I don't. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold on. I'm like, big man, what you doing?
No.
I say, big man, I turn
you're
around
annoying
and I
me.
say, big man, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're annoying.
I'll be like, I could tell you that I'm going to just watch me from the camera, following me. I always explain, if I decided to take something, one, I won't run. I don't like burning calories. Two, you physically probably couldn't stop me without assistance of 3 or 4 other people. Do you have 3 or 4 other people with you? Okay. So just so you know, I'm not going to steal. But anyway, when they're not following me around, I say hi and I say bye. And when the pandemic kind of started, I used to say, whenever I went to the supermarket, I used to remember to say to those guys, thank you for your service. Because I realized I was saying it to doctors and nurses and firemen and police when I saw them. And I'm like, wait a second, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like we're actually doing the same. And now to find out that more of my colleagues died than any other profession in this country.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
No, man, that's insane. Like when are we going to really realize that? You know what I mean?
Security is important, bro.
And you know what?
Very important.
And you know what? This is unavoidable. Good bad voice. I don't care how you feel anymore. So the reason.
Mute button pending.
Oh yeah. One of the mute button pending. Man's threatening me on my own show.
Just saying, cuz.
All right, guys. There's an application. There's a space coming up soon for a new bridging. I got a space for a new bridging. Applications welcome to my Insta, please, at Henchy_Hench.
Because that mute button's.
No, so listen to this, right? The control, I believe one of the reasons they're really promoting the pandemic is to increase their ability to control us, the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And dominate and be in charge of what we can and can't do. If we are scared of a disease, they get to control how we can go out, how many people we can be with. Oh my God, God help us when this vaccination thing becomes a thing. And then they determine we can't go anywhere unless we can prove we've had this vaccination or do anything or work anywhere. Yeah. Even worse, God help us. I don't know if you guys noticed, loads more cameras were placed in the streets while we were all locked down. I'm not into the whole 5G tower conspiracy thing. That's just, I want faster Wi-Fi. But
at the cost of what though, bro?
But loads more cameras.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I don't know if they've started phasing in facial recognition stuff here. I really follow that stuff because I'm against the whole, why should you know everything I'm doing? I know nothing you're doing. Yeah. It's unfair.
Absolutely.
But the element of control is real. And I think that my view, this isn't science. This isn't political. This is Henchy's personal opinion. Is that they really? Thank you, sir. They're trying to increase the amount of control that they have over us, without us realizing. So here's the thing: if you have a community, I'm going to let you talk about this in a second, Yards. Tell me if you agree. If you have a community and you give the gangs weapons or drugs, and you let them begin to fight.
They've been doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to high, and you know what? The people in the community, the gang is less than 1% of the community, but they've got 99% of the community afraid. The community then says we need more policing. Then more policing takes place, and then the police, because of the terror you're facing, begin to harass you and overindulge in their element of control. And then you're in the thank you. Click. Give me a round of applause? Can I get a round of applause, please?
Because I'm the producer, bro. I don't know about that, man. I mean, let me do my
This
thing.
is my show.
Let me live, bro.
Are you normal? Thank you very much. No, because and then it's a lose-lose situation, because now the people that you're paid to protect you are the people now harassing you. But guess what? The minute you start getting too rowdy about how they're treating you, they go, oh yeah? And then they pull back, and then all of a sudden something extra scary happens. There's a serial killer. There's a serial raper. There's someone that's got a new weapon. There's a new disease. And then all of a sudden, oh no, help us. You guys are the ones supposed to protect us. Why aren't you protecting us? Protect us. Do whatever it takes. Now, how does that filter down to us in the security industry? After the government-sanctioned bodies that protect us, it's us. We're the next up. But we have none of the resources and none of the rights. I have to pretty much enforce the law of the land as a security guard, as a bodyguard, as a door supervisor, as a CCTV person. We're enforcing. It's law enforcement.
If anything happens, whether it's in the hospital, if it's in a venue, if it's in a store, security has to intervene.
It's your job
until the police come.
In fact, so
we have to be all over that individual, whether it's a.
And
do you understand what I'm saying? If it's in a hospital,
if you don't, you're fired. You could be sued,
criticized. You're gonna be on
That's
TV.
like man have to have insurance
because
because you could be sued. They say you were negligent.
Yeah.
No, bro, he had a gun. What about me?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So where they're really vying for this extra control, it affects us because now we have more work to do. People want us to ensure their safety by making sure the person who, when their temperature was checked, the machine went red and they're on 40, is now forced to leave, or the person that's coughing excessively isn't allowed to get in because there's 50 more people who aren't, that are scared this might be contagious. But I've got it going through. I have to touch this person, or I have to move this person if they're not being compliant. So, and when I get sick,
you have to.
I don't have it. That's my job.
That's what's crazy is you don't have a choice. Now I'm alright.
And
I'm gonna give this one a miss.
Listen. And you know what's crazy about most security guys, even when they work for agencies or companies or whatever, most companies, it's easier for paperwork if they employ you as self-employed. Even though you're on their books, you're self-employed in one way or the other, whatever. Which means if something happens to you, guess what?
It's on you.
You don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So you're dying. Have you ever seen people that they're dying? Like, you shouldn't be at work, bro.
Definitely.
Or you haven't had no sleep, bro.
Yeah. Definitely 87 and should be at home.
Bro, like, you should be at home.
Rest.
But then you're putting people in situations where they're putting themselves at more risk.
Yeah.
God forbid that people have to make the decisions that I know I don't feel good, but bro, this industry, I don't have a pension. I don't have a pension option. Like as a.
I don't know. Like, why is that? Is this the way everything's set up?
Well, no. I work for myself.
Okay. So you have to put that in place at some point.
Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna have to save some money. It's not like there's no pension fund. There's no.
What about insurance and stuff like that? Because another madness here. Yeah. I'm looking while you guys are discussing this. I'm obviously looking through the news and whatnot. Yeah. But apparently, attacks of against security officials have spiked during the pandemic, and so much so that a person by the name of Calvin James Marilyn, a security guard at a Family Dollar shop in Michigan, was killed because he didn't let a customer into the store without wearing their mask. So the customer killed
You're
the
mad.
security guard.
You're mad. Listen, everyone have to get broke up.
I mean,
Everyone have to get broke up. No. That's the wrong response. That's okay.
let me sip
Guys,
some
no,
bomba.
I'm gonna stay professional. I'm gonna tell you my true feelings. You can't attack me. I want you to know if you ever see me anywhere, right, and you're not following the rules, you're not wearing a mask or your temperature's too high, and you're gonna put other people at risk, including me, you can't attack me for saying no to you. You know why? We're attacking each other. How about that? If you're attacking me, you're attacking yourself. Because as soon as you attack, you're going to be attacked. You understand what I'm saying?
Are you mad?
And there is more tack in my attack than there is in yours. Foolish person. Are you crazy? How do you attack somebody? No, and do you know what? Let me tell you how serious this is, because I tried it. I can be honest. I put my hands up. I tried it. I went into we're having to now remember to walk out of the house with a mask. I don't always remember. So I've had to leave one in. I've left 2 in the car just so I get to places. So what happened was I went into one supermarket and I forgot, and I looked at the size of the security and I looked at the intentions. You know, you can look in a man's eyes and know. And I looked in his eyes, I was like, look, big man, I forgot, I don't even have one. I forgot one, you know. Do you have one spare? Are you guys giving any? He said, no, we're not giving any out. I was like, is there one I could buy? He said, no. And then that's when, bro, I'll be quick. Because basically I gave him the look that I'm not leaving. And I can admit, you know what? It doesn't matter how much in a rush I was, whatever. I was wrong. I didn't violate him. If he had said you can't go, I had every intention of listening to him, but I tried my luck because it looked like he would let me slide. Cool. I went to another supermarket, different time, and the brother was like, I'm sorry, sir, which I really liked. I'm sorry, sir, I can't let you in. Everyone has to have a mask. And I was like, give me a squeeze. And he said, no. He said, I'm really sorry. And I said, okay, do you know what? It's in the car anyway. I just said, I'm gonna have to go back to the car. And I went back to the car and I got it. And now
Respect
I'm thinking,
for that, bro. Respect.
do you think you can attack me as a civilian, even if I'm not working? If I see someone trying to attack man because they said you can't, I'm joining in to help him.
Yeah.
That's crazy. A man died because someone else didn't have their mask. Is that what you're saying to me?
That's what I'm saying to you.
And he was doing his job, trying to protect himself and other people.
So now what I want to ask you is, how do you feel? And obviously you guys are different because you're at the higher echelons of the industry.
Say that again.
The higher echelons.
There definitely should have been a sound something.
They should have been in it of your industry. But how
to keep his job.
how do you feel when like government and businesses and organizations and even the community and people like reduce what security is to like low skilled labor? Like when you're the first point of contact, as you said before, emergency services get involved. You're not only a security guard or close protection officer, you're a mental health worker, you're a first aider, you're a customer service rep. Like all of these things, like you're the face of the organization that you protect.
Right.
You're the first person that someone sees before they get into that. So if you're not doing your job correctly, the whole organization now is a mess in it because you being the first point of contact
set that pace.
Do you get what I'm saying to you? Right. So now when man like Bojo and the rest of them man them there, like now like generalize it as a low skilled low skilled low skilled job role and pay accordingly.
Right.
And I don't want to keep going on about the pay situation, but people are dying in your industry, innit? So pay accordingly to the level that they've marked it at. How does that make you man feel as a whole?
Do you know what? I'm gonna be honest. It's 50-50 because like I said, I was speaking to Henchi about this, and it's like sometimes you have to step outside of the security industry and look at it from their perspective, as in, if they don't know what it takes or they're not in the shoes of security, they won't understand. Do you understand? So Boris,
but they can understand for everybody else though.
But do they understand?
That's true, because Fireman got it the other day.
Do they understand? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't understand the sacrifice and what we have to go through as security individuals. In their eyes, they just see us standing up at the door. You know, it doesn't look like there's no expertise in that. So that part is kind of iffy. On the other side, in my shoes, it makes me mad. It makes me mad because I do know what it takes. I do know the training that I do. I do know
that's what I'm saying. The training, the sacrifice.
Lack of sleep. I do know the things that I have to go through
to long shifts.
The person I am.
Love it. We have to box them.
What?
We have to start boxing people. When do we start boxing people?
100%.
No. When do sometimes? You know what? Because people don't realize this. Maybe we have to box the CEO in the car park. Get somebody.
Set man up.
And
then security comes save the day.
And he's like, oh, where was security? Oh, you see how hard it is to be safe and secure. Box him. Let's box. Like, it's because, do you remember the time when John Prescott, big him up? I used to like John Prescott.
Nah, it was original Don.
Real G. Yeah. John Prescott was a big backbencher for the Conservative Party one time. A youth went to smash eggs in his face or something like that, and he gave him 2 jabs in his face. Bow, bow.
2 jabs, Jag. What was his name?
Two
jabs, John or something like that.
2 jabs, yeah, 2 jabs, Jag or something. You're right. Yeah, you got a good memory, dog.
Follow the politics, cause
I had 2 issues with that. No one should have got close enough. He was he Home Secretary or Chancellor?
Labour Party, by the
no,
way.
Labour Party. Was he? Yeah, okay. 2 jabs Prescott, that's what they used to call him. No one should have got close enough to be able to smash an egg in his face or throw it in his face. From a distance, there's nothing you could do, but close range, that's unheard of. The whole team should have been fined. 2, you don't need to convince JP now that he needs a good security team around. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Nigel Farage, he's been attacked bare times.
Good.
Good.
By the way, I don't care. Bad voice.
You don't need to convince him that he needs good security.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Oh my God! Maybe it's because I'm in the industry. I look at stuff like this. You have no idea the level of security Obama has. I say Obama because that's the last American president I respect. That's, for me, he's still the president. That's how I feel.
Big O.
You know what I'm saying? That's my jigger. Yeah. But the level of security for that office, you know why Bojo doesn't care? He's never going to have to be involved in planning his security. If something does go wrong, he's going to have a meeting with someone who tells someone else, why wasn't it done? Huh? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's why the truth is, they don't care about us.
I got a question for you.
Why don't they care about us? No, before your question, why don't they care? Why don't they care about us, man? What? No, man, I'm getting mad.
Yeah,
wait, this is what happened when I was in Indonesia. This is what the BBC done to me. The BBC didn't care about me. This is what the BBC. Nobody cared about.
What BBC, by the way? Man, I have to understand BBC.
Let's talk about this.
Because there's bare acronyms for BBC.
Let's talk about it. The British Broadcasting Corporation.
Thank you. Just for those that
had engaged a production company to make a show called Blood. Let's talk about this, guys, because this is circulating anyway. Blood, Sweat, and Takeaways, right? And a lot of you have seen the clip where no. I'm being told. I need no. Add another 5 minutes to that. Thank you. They're trying to tell me how much time I got. No, and I'll talk about this. So,
well.
Yeah, it's about to get real. There's a clip online, the most popular clip from the first episode of Blood, Sweat, and Takeaways, where I'm having a disagreement with man. No, I'm not having it. I'm telling him something, and that's exactly what I was doing. I'm not taking it back. I was telling him something, and you should have listened. And
this was the first time Big Oz was displaying security.
It ended up that I grabbed him up and I put him against a window pane, a glass pane. I didn't mash him up. I put him against what looked like a solid pane of glass, and the glass shattered. Now, a lot of you are more concerned with the fact that I told him to admit that he is scared of me and that I put my finger in his
Can you
chin.
look in the camera when you say this, please? This is sick.
He was scared of me. Well, you lot going like, I'm not a bully. And listen, the bully rhetoric, I get that just because I'm big anyway. Oh, you must have bullied at school. Forget that. Now you're bullying. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Listen,
Preacher.
let me give you the background. If you ever go and watch that, right, the documentary, it took 6 UK young people to that side of the world to see if we could survive their living conditions. It was meant to be a reality TV show, meant to show you the harsh realities of their life over there, and us Western cultured kids, could we handle what they were going through? We were meant to look at rice farming, tuna factories. So that's the first episode, the tuna factory. Now, if you watch the first episode, they split the 6 of us into 2 groups of 3. Yogs, this is serious. Pay attention. They split the 6 of us into 2 groups of 3, right? So 3 people went to live with one family. Me and Manos. No, 4 people went to live with one family. Me, Manos, and me and Manos stayed with this lady who had like 4 boys and 2 girls, something like. She had loads of kids, and you know they don't have much. They just like they.
I remember this.
Their toilet was. They don't have a toilet. They got a hole in the ground in a cubicle somewhere. Like their shower, where they bathe is the same size. I remember it being the same size as this seat I'm in, standing up. They don't have much. Right. Now, for the show, they've been given a little bit of money to be able to host us, to facilitate us being there, because we can't, because of our makeup, we can't drink the water from there. So there's bottled water in the house and blah, blah. They're giving the woman now bearing in mind, by the time I did the show, my mum had passed. I'm a respectable African son. So there's 2 people you don't diss in the world. Yeah? 2 people you do not diss in the world. Your mum.
Make them know.
And your mum. No, just kidding. Your mum and your dad. No, listen to this. You don't diss your mum and your dad. You must respect your parents. That's me. That's how I grew up. I'm from Nigeria. That's how it goes. Big up all my Nigerians right now. Thank you very much. Even though that's a yardie ad-lib.
Yeah, they don't have a version.
It's a black thing in general. And it's not just a black thing. Respect is not a black thing.
Respect your elders.
How it's taught is different.
100%.
But respecting your elders and respecting your parents is not a black thing. Let's not, anyway. So this poor woman, I can't remember what the situation was with her husband. They're struggling to get by. The village depends on the success of the fishermen every day or every few days, right? They depend on their success because that's what they trade with. The factories that generate the income, most of the women work at the factories. Most of the men are fishermen. If the fish doesn't come in, the factory's not open.
So no one's getting
Do you
paid.
understand what I'm
The
saying?
economy of that environment is nuts.
Wow. So everything's interlinked. Now, when we get there, we're meant to go on the next day to the factory to, just get on with it. Cool. There was the fishermen caught no fish. The day we got there, they caught no fish. So the next day, we couldn't go to the factory. So all the women have gone to the market to sell whatever. Before I continue, I'm putting my hand on my heart. I don't swear on my kids' life because that's just not something. I'm putting my hand on my heart on my life. The children in the village were left alone. So there's older children and there's younger children. Just how I was raised, this doesn't make me better than anyone else. I didn't have to. Just how I was raised. I was a guest in this woman's house. She looks nothing like my mom, but things about seeing a woman so strong, caring for her family, reminded me the kind of respect I have to show. So every day I was in that woman's house, I got up at 6 a.m. and I'd sweep her house, the front porch. I'd change the water in the toilet whole thing. I'd just chores. I did chores. Then I'd do my press-ups. And man, I feel look tense, like that for the camera. And then let's get on with the day. Then I'm like, where is everybody? So the interpreter that was with us has explained to me what's going on. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what? The children are just there. Now the children were staring at me. Maybe I did what I did out of being uncomfortable, but the children are just standing there staring at me. At the time, I was the tallest person in the village and the biggest person in the village and the blackest person in the village. So I was really a spectacle. But
was him.
They was, and imagine a whole village of children just stood outside this porch, just staring at me. So I was like, all right, let's go to the field. Do you know what I did with the kids the whole day? We had a sports day with the help of the interpreter and the woman's
They
kids.
did not show this in the program.
They didn't show anything that happened at this woman's house because it wouldn't have supported the narrative. We're going to get onto media agenda. Well, media agenda is kind of part of this now anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying this to put Manos down. I'm not saying any of this to put Manos down. People are different. And of course, I'm older now and I see things for what they are. But at the time, it was a little bit irritating to me in general. His way of doing things, I didn't particularly like. Cool. But he accused the woman, our host, of trying to poison him.
What?
He said...
Because that's going to
benefit. And I mean, he didn't say like, oh my God, Ollie, I think she's trying to poison us. In my ear, he kicked up a fuss, he got up, he walked out the house. They're like, Manos, what's wrong? She's trying to poison us. What is that we're eating? Oh my God, Manos, they're poor. They don't have any money. The fish didn't come in. The factory's not working. There's no money. There's no food. The money that's promised them, like this is what they gave them as little as possible to still make sure that they look poor. So you either eat fish or pig. So we had pork all the time. No, bro, I've had every type of pork.
Fire for that.
I don't care, man. Hey, give me a turkey.
Did Manos eat pork though?
But he was eating something. Man had smoky bacon flavor crisp, so you can't tell me nothing.
Okay. Blood clot.
I'm not listening to any of that afterwards. You had a ham sandwich at the airport. You can't come and tell me you don't like the pork now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So anyway, she was visibly upset when it was finally relayed to her, because she's interested in how we are doing in her house. So I've had to pull Manos to the side. Oh, you can't act like that. If you don't want to eat it, don't eat it. You can't be dissing. I'm like, you crazy? We're in their house. What if she's upset and she now decides to poison us? I'm just like, I'm looking out for myself. I'm like, yo, and at night it's not like we had security.
Okay.
It's not like we had anyone looking out for us.
As in BBC weren't really doing that.
Let's not blame the BBC at the back. The BBC at the back end were responsible because they were going to air it. They commissioned it or whatever. But the production company, I was the biggest person there. So I'm not saying it was my responsibility, but if something went off, I probably would have made it my responsibility to make sure that thing is diffused or neutralized or whatever. Anyway, so her sons found out about it and said, we're going to bust his head. And they grabbed him and took man to the field. So we're kind of like busy with the kids. And I'm like, where's Manos? Then they're like, the kids are like, and then they're doing signals to let me know that. I was like, wait.
Or the area boys of them ends there.
The goons there.
Come on. Shout out
I've
them
run
man
to the field and they drapes him. I've had to grab him. I was like, no, guy. Remember, I don't speak the language. So I've put him behind me. I'm like this. Look. I'm like, no.
Hinchy, you know.
I'm like, look, if you're going to punch him, I'm using signals to say, if you're going to punch me up, you'll have to punch me up too. If you're going to punch him up, you have to punch me up too. And that's not going to go well. Because we'll just do it until we all can't move. I pointed at each one. I was like, bro, it was so mad. But long story short, there was like, as long as Manos stays with me, he's cool.
What if he's not with you?
Bro. So Manos stayed with me. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. Then we get to the yard. It's nighttime. It's time to sleep. My man, I can't sleep. I'm trying to sleep. I can sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. I've experienced a really high life and I've experienced really bad times. I can sleep. We're sleeping on the floor. There's not much room. I've got less room. He's short. Bro, this is so sick. I had to sleep, right, widthwise of the house, of the hut, because I was longer than the length. It was cramped for me. Like, you're short. I can't sleep, or I can hear bugs, or I can hear lizards. There was a couple little iguanas or whatever around. I'm like, bro, they don't care about you. Like, you don't smell delicious, bro.
I said iguanas, you know.
I should have said geckos. I should have said geckos.
I was letting it live.
I'm just trying to make it sound sweet. Okay. Little gecko here and there.
Okay,
You know what's crazy about the geckos? If you pick them up by the tail, they shed off the tail.
No way.
Yeah, so the tail's in your hand, wiggling. But the geckos,
come on, David.
Big up geckos.
Attenborough and them, man. Yeah. Come on.
So he's like uncomfortable. Then he looks like he's going, what's wrong with? I'm like, bro, I'm trying to sleep. Like, we've got a long day tomorrow. He's like, oh, I'm scared. He was scared about the youths, them attacking him whilst we're asleep. I was like, they might get a couple punches in, but as I said to you before, if they're gonna do you, they're gonna have to do me. So, do you understand? Boom, boom, boom. As the thing goes on, then he's like, I'm a bit scared of you too.
Okay, so this was before we got to.
So I'm like,
so that's where that soundbite comes from.
I'm just kind of like,
this is fantastic.
in my mind, I'm just like, shut up, man. Look, like, I want to sleep. I really do want to sleep. It's been a long day. I'm tired. And reality TV isn't real, guys. In a lot of the edits, you see people on that episode, they're crying. Please. The reason they don't show a lot of me is because they'll be like, oh, Ollie, what we're going to do, we're going to film that again. We want,
bit more emotion, mate.
If you're emotional.
Bit more emotion, lad.
Like, show how hurt you are.
Let them see how black boys are vulnerable as well.
I'm good. I was like, this is how hurt I am. Me crying isn't going to fix this. Yeah. There were sometimes one person started crying about heat. If I cry about the heat, is it going to get cooler? Yeah. Someone was crying about how dirty the roads are. Did you grab a brush and a pan? No, we're just going to cry and drive on. Bro, sometimes we did when I was on this reality TV show, we were doing retakes. Anyway, I wasn't smart. I wasn't smart enough. Anyway, so finally they caught fish, went to the tuna factory. She's a supervisor in the factory.
The woman that was looking after
the woman that's our host. They still didn't show all this. One of the other girls, she passed out. Henshi to the rescue. Like, they were really struggling. I just like, get out of the way, picked her up, took her outside.
First aid.
Yeah, first. You see,
this is all before man became what he is.
Picked her up.
Okay.
Yeah, man wasn't even a CP then. Picked her up, went outside.
Resuscitated, mouth to mouth.
Relax. We did mouth to mouth. That's not my thing. That's not my. You see,
wake up. Wake up.
When you wake up. Are you normal?
Yeah, resuscitate.
Yeah. So I think they put that in there somewhere, but they didn't. It doesn't. It just looks like I'm using my strength rather than me being interested in someone being safe.
Right.
That's neither here nor there. Now they've come to me to tell me. Listen to this. Them knowing what's happened at the house, they've come to me to tell me privately that, oh, we're gonna do a test that's gonna see whether we qualify to work in the factory. Remember, this woman's a supervisor there, but they said the way Manos is acting in the factory, the herd managers are threatening her with firing her if he doesn't start behaving. Like, if me and Manos don't succeed, or if his behavior doesn't improve, she's going to. Remember, she's got like 6 kids to look up. This is what they've told me.
So they played on your emotion. Okay.
Okay. I'm like, all right, cool. Yo, Manos, fix up, man. And when I say to you, I was talking to like a little brother. You know, like how you talk to. I know. I was like, look, fix up, man. Boom, boom, boom. And I've just shared the information with like, look, you don't go like an idiot. Let's just, it's work. Let's just pattern up, do what we're doing. Cool. We did a test, a fish test. It wasn't even a big deal. Like, we know it's a program. What's the worst that can happen? They won't let us do the fish. Ooh, okay, we'll wait outside. But he cheated on the test. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you don't, because in my mind, remember, what's playing in my mind is you're going to get Auntie in trouble. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. No, initially it was just like, oh, I was just messing around. Like, they're laughing. I was like, but it's not, remember. So, you know, like when you're trying to tell like your sibling, remember what I told you, like, this isn't just about you, like, fix up. It was that type of thing, wasn't. Anyway, can we take a break? I've gone outside for a break. So they've come up to me, yo, how do you feel about So no camera rolling at this point. How do you feel about, I don't like it. Like, he's just acting up, but what can I do? No, you should do something about it. Put him in his place. You should. You're a bad Jew.
You're good.
This guy is a bad Jew. So I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah. They're like, yeah. You should set man up. And then I'm like, yeah, okay.
Started breathing heavy.
and then we filmed. Then they were like, oh, so how you feeling about, you know, what's going on with Manus and what he's done and rare. And I'm
Set
like,
you up, bro.
I'm like, yeah, I don't really like it. Maybe, you know, I'm gonna talk to him and rare. I can't even remember how they edited that. Whatever. Cool. We've gone back in and they've gone, you know, like when someone's gone, you know, like
green light.
So I'm like, oh yeah. Hey Manus, let me talk to you. Now, bro, the distance between me and him when we were talking is say you where you are now, where I am now. Right. And that's cool. Because I'm just talking to my little brother. Yeah. The little homie. Like, if nothing else, I saved your life yesterday. Or I saved you from getting a beating. Yeah. So if you don't owe me anything, and you don't, just humor me for not allowing you to get beat up. I'm like, I don't like what you're doing. This cheating thing. Really, I'm speaking to him from the perspective of you're misbehaving, don't get this woman in trouble. Not necessarily cheating, but they were like, you know, if I hone in on now, like, you can't be cheating. And then I'm just being me. I'm like, see where I come from? If man don't trust you, you're done.
That's how it's done.
Do you understand? Like, that's what it like. If you man are my brethren, because I know my eyes could be closed. I might not be there. If I say to you, I need this handled or this is going on, you man are going back my thing. So I was like, I know you can't be cheating and be next to man. Like, I can't trust you. Yeah, I know. And then he walked from where you are, then he came into my face like this. And then this is what you guys see on TV, where I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, bro, you see that the look on my face.
Wait. Do you think they told him to do that?
So
I was about to say that. Yeah.
I'm now convinced that they did.
Must have,
I'm convinced that they did, and I'll explain why to you after this. So when he's come that close, I'm like, I think I even stepped back a little bit, like, yo,
wait a minute,
wait. What are you doing? And then he's gone, yeah, just in case you think I'm scared of you. Or, huh? I'm telling you to behave. You're talking about being scared of me. How?
They pitted you two against each other.
They did.
And I was
100%.
the idiot that didn't see. And I can put my hands up to that. I didn't realize I was being played. I was young. I was just happy to be on telly. I was like, yeah. I put my face out there. Yeah. I was wearing they even let me wear my Get Hench or Die Trying t-shirts.
Come on, bang, bang.
But I was like, what's wrong with this you? And he's like, yeah, in case. And bro, he was shaking. But he's like, yeah, in case you thought I was scared. And remember, I'm saying, I'm not dissing my man. I'm just recollecting for you what happened. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I know that happened. And then I'm like, what I'm saying was, then I'm like, wait. First of all, ignore what does this have to do. You actually are scared of me by your own admission. So now I'm saying, I'm like, but also in the back of my head, I'm like, this is gonna be good TV. I'm not gonna lie. That was my mistake. I was like, this is gonna be good TV. Yeah. Let me put my foot down. You are scared of me.
The D and K in you came out.
Don't do that.
I have to.
Don't do that. I'm like, but because I know it's true. And I can't even remember if he said yes or no. I shouldn't have lifted
this right here.
Yeah.
This right here. I said,
at that point, he should have done. Yeah. You can't finger man's chin. You can't finger man's
bro.
chin.
It was so funny, bro.
I was like,
I couldn't believe that, yo.
And then he really tried to like.
He moved your hand aside.
Yeah, he tried to make a stance. Which is good because he's a man and you must defend yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So man just grips up him arms. You know what? My initial intention was actually to lift him and just let his feet dangle. But they hadn't given me enough carbs. Bearing in mind, I wasn't getting the normal food intake I get. I was just eating bare pork. Not enough rice. The bread was missing. So I thought it's easy if I lean. The window looked so strong. It looked like it was triple glazed. You know, like when windows darkened, it looked like, I'm like, this must be triple glazed. This will hold man's weight. Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. And I was just like, here we go. And then you hear all these white people, Ollie, hello, oh my God, hello. And I've walked outside and the outside, they're like, oh, calm down. I'm like, don't do the calm down. I was like, you man said. I was like, calm. I am calm.
They
I'm like,
activated you.
bro.
You
I was
know?
like, I'm calm. And I was calm. I wasn't angry. Okay, all my friends know people who
That's
are
what I was
really
saying
close
to
to me
people
know
when they
that
was messaging me like, yo,
I'm
like, bro, he's so chill right now. Like,
me angry is a bad. There's no one would have been able to talk to me if I was there. So them shouting, calm. I'm not irate. Like, it's cool. What are we doing now? Can we clean up the glass? So I'm like, is he? I saw blood on my lab coat. I'm like, oh my God, I've killed him. You know, I'm just like, so I'm asking. I said, stop telling me. Is he okay? I'm only, whose blood is it? That find out it's mine. I'm like, I just want to know if he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Cool. Has he got any injuries? He's got no injuries, no scratches. I'm like, all right, cool. That's good. So he's not hurt. You know, it's just a little glass.
no charges.
Yeah. But I was like, cool.
No libel. Everything's
Bro,
blessed.
next thing, they've kind of kept me aside with someone, and then I just keep hearing on the radio that he had that. The woman's looking for me. So Auntie's looking for me. Auntie we was living with. So bearing in mind, I'm trying to protect her interest. Now my actions have really done the damage, that made me feel awful. So I'm thinking she's looking for me because I've spoiled her day. Not knowing, she was like, so she'd started calling me her first. I was older than all her sons. She said, I'm her first son. So when she woke up and she realized I'd done all the chores, she said, I'm now her first son. That meant something to me.
Yeah.
Cool. She's looking for me. Look, I'm hearing it on the radio. I'm like, where is she? I want to see her. They said, I can't see her. I'm like, huh? So I'm like, why can't I see her? All right, cool. And then they're like, oh, we think we're going to have to separate you. You're going to have to leave just the area. Like, I'm thinking, all right, cool. I get that. You know, maybe they feel unsafe because I'm bigger than everybody at the time, or I don't know, whatever it was. It's cool.
Don't say at the time.
I was like, So they took me. Now, remember, we're a day late into filming now, so they're trying to catch up. So they've taken me to a hotel. They've taken me to they've taken me to the resort where the directors and the producers are staying. Hey, they were living good. Hey, when I got there, I was like, is there food? I was like, this is nice. Bro, the waters were clear. Even the fish kind of say, they wave to you when you walk. Like, it was so nice. This was a 4.5-star resort, bro. Nice. I was like, so I'm like, I'm hungry. They was like, yeah, so order whatever you want. Just, you can't really leave here. We'll be back. Okay. But I can eat what I want. So he placated me with service. So I'm just eating. I'm happy to eat. I'm resting. I'm waiting. I'm like, when's the bus minivan coming to pick me up? Let's get back to it. Yeah. The producers come to meet me on some. Oh my God, it was horrible. Also at that time, reality TV in the UK didn't really have any level of violence in it, and all the American stuff that were really violent hadn't filtered through as much. Like, Bad Girls. A lot of these shows sell conflict and confrontation, and they had a storyline. But really, you're just waiting to see if this girl's going to box that girl because of that guy, or she's betrayed her. Oh, wait till she finds out she's going to get beat up. She's going to drag off her wig. Yeah. All right, cool. So at that time, he's like, oh my God, this is so horrible to watch. We watched it back. It's so horrible to watch. We can't even use it. That's almost ruined the whole day's filming and blah, 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 blah. So, what made you get so angry? I was like, I wasn't so angry. I was just, I was told to just
spice it up a little bit.
I was sprinkling a little seasoning on the tea. They said, I should have clocked when they were like, do you think, you listen to this word, do you think you have anger issues because, maybe your mom's not around or whatever? So you can't ever talk about, now you see, Good Bad Voice. I know you know me for a long time, but see Good Bad Voice, the reason he's talking like that, because he knows since the day my mom, even before my mom passed, you can't ever talk about my mother.
That's wild.
But since she passed, rest her soul. Whoever you are, talking about my mother changes the dynamics of everything. And I'm just gonna leave that there. Let's just. So I'm looking at man now like this. And it's mad awkward because I'm just like, you know when a man's like, oh, I said the wrong thing. But he was brave, you know, like he's like, oh, I found a button. In his head, he must have been like,
Man was his producer,
button. He was like,
he's in his bag, innit?
so he kind of then strayed away from that. But anyway, long story short, he was saying, they're not going to use it. No, it looks awful, blah, blah. So what's going to happen is for the moment, they're just going to, and then he said, everyone's scared of you. So we're just going to keep you by it. Because the next part of that was we were going on a ship with the fishermen to see that side of it.
By yourself, innit?
No. So they've now, this production company working on behalf of the BBC have put me in a hotel. The whole team have gone on this ship. You got to remember, this was all impromptu. This happened by coincidence, by accident, whatever you want to. No one expected this to take place. So they didn't plan for me to be separated. They need the whole team on the fishing trawler, on the ship. The ship. It's called a ship. On the fishing trawler. The vessel. Let's call it the vessel. That's it. Because we have to do this however many hours on this vessel. And the fishing is mad. I've watched a couple of them shows on National Geographic. They've left me in a hotel in Indonesia by myself. I don't speak the security 101. Let's leave a man from Tottenham in Indonesia that can't speak the language without an interpreter by himself.
You know what's mad about that, yeah? I'm sure
Everything.
we could have just taken them to court and like something, there should have been some level of compensation.
You know what's crazy? They made me feel ashamed of what happened. So in my mind, I felt I was the bad person.
You couldn't even speak up.
So I was like, I deserve this.
It's punishment, yeah.
I fought like that until hour number 3 of me
Lunchtime.
being in this room
Until
until
lunchtime.
snack time. And I woke up and I was like, all right, even if you're going to isolate me, you can't leave me alone in a foreign country. I should have gone to the embassy and say I'm lost. I should have actually taken a taxi to the embassy and say I'm lost. That would have been amazing. But as I said, that would have been really good. Well, there was no one filming.
True.
So in this foreign country where the production team has left me by myself, I've gotten up, walked out of the hotel because I don't know when they're going to be back. And if my knowledge of fishing trips in terms of commercial fishing is anything to go by, all them shows I watch on TV, it's not an overnight thing. They're out for days. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm not going to wait for something to happen to me. I'm from Tottenham. We got to be outside. And I was like, I'm going to go outside. Bro, I was like, so I stepped out.
Yeah.
Well, I went to I didn't go too far from the hotel, but I touched road. And then I saw this little shack. And there was a couple of men in there. And they was like, Mike Tyson, Tupac. I was just like, yeah. They was like, Mike Tyson, Tupac, come. I was like, okay. And then where you see a couple of men at the entrance, you go in, it leads so far back. Bro, they had everything in there.
Can't imagine, bro.
Brother, first of all, there was goons in there. Bare of them.
It wasn't the
Underground-
bando.
Underground tunnels.
There was machetes galore. You know, like when you watch like Mission Impossible and there's like bare guns in a cabinet. That man just had machetes hanging on the bamboo sticks.
That's so mad, by
Bro,
the
I
way.
was like,
Mad.
huh?
Anything could have happened to
Bro,
you,
when I'm
bro.
standing there, but they're so excited by the fact there's just this big black fella.
Yeah,
I'm
Mike Tyson and Tupac in
I'm
one.
What have I done? I should have stayed my ass in the bro. Then the brother that was kind of like showing me around. Bro, I don't speak a word of Indonesian. That was such a shit, bro. This is crazy. He's then taken me to this room where they had this room. It was leaves separating. They had bare girls. They had bare females just sitting, waiting. And he goes, Mike Tyson, Tupac?
Big one.
I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, yo, bless.
Thank you very much.
No. hello everybody. I turned my back so they know this isn't for me.
Yeah.
He took me to the next room. Weed, bare weed. I'm like, I don't even smoke weed. I'm like, thank you. Turn my back. Took me to the next room. I don't know what the powder was. I can't.
That is crazy.
I don't know, fam. This is on road. You don't like imagine the high road and there's just a shack, and at the front it just looks like a regular.
I'm just saying, if I was with you,
you see you here. Thank God you weren't. That's what I'm saying.
Export import straight away.
See the shoot, yeah.
You see them opportunities there.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
start taking man's emo.
I'm doing too much, my bro.
No, listen, it was crazy. Then I've gone back up to the front. The brother made a noise. Someone came. He makes a noise and a runner comes. Then the runner's gone somewhere and food came. A food cart come and said, Mike Tyson 2-pack. And I'm like, yo, they told us.
This is life. That's
No,
what you
yeah, but remember, we were instructed don't buy street food, because it's probably been cooked with local water. Remember, we can only drink.
Okay.
So I'm like, I can't. And I'm starving. But I'm like, I can't. So I'm just like, I'm hungry. But so the guy had a couple sealed drinks, like a couple fizzies. So I took a couple of bottles of drink. Imagine these men are treating me, you know. So I took a couple of bottles
How
of
did
drink.
they take it when you said no to the food? Because you know in some
they would
places they...
No. They obviously, they get it maybe.
Okay.
But, you know, first of all, they don't want to... I'm sure they did want to argue with me. I don't know. That's really weird. I don't know. I'm very blessed that they weren't offended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Know in some places
and maybe that's why I probably asked for the drink anyway, so that it doesn't feel like I keep turning them down.
Right.
And then, you know, they were offering man ice cream, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, this is crazy. And then I'm just, bro, literally, I was posted up. Like, I became one of the guys that leaned against the bamboo stick with these, bro, I was with them for like 3 to 4 hours on road. They had one elderly guy. This guy had to be 70 plus. He crossed his legs and he sat down on the side of the road like this all day. He looked like he was meditating until he went, I am proud. I don't know exactly what he said, but something to the effect of, bro, the way the man just sealed up the back, did this, did that, the other, and then 4 people came forward and everyone's just smiling. Then I realized a police car came past and slowed, wound down the window, held them up, they held him up, and he just kept driving.
Import, export. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And then as he got
real operation.
Open back, and I was like,
Narcos.
these man. So obviously we all, like, when they went, I looked at them, I was like, no. So we laughed, I spotted them, and I'm like, but now I'm enjoying myself because just watching how. So I've seen, obviously their regular clients came, picked up some weed, picked up some gal, picked up some powder. Like, I'm watching these men do their business. I'm like, this is sick. Like, to me, it's not much different. No, Tottenham's a great place. So, but then, you know, like, and I was like, I'm checking my watch. I'm like, oh, you know, gotta go. So then, like, it was really nice that they were so kind to me. I don't know what made them kind, and I'm not complaining whatever it was, but I've gone back to my hotel room, starving obviously, and then I've sat in the hotel and like, am I a prick? Give me the prick stick effect.
Prick stick of the week.
Because how can they leave me by myself? Anything could have happened to me today. Not only that, whilst I was with them, man, I realized they, like, I'm sure what they were trying to communicate to me was that they follow people from the hotel I was staying at, because the hotel is right around the corner. Like, they observe who's got money, because those are the people that they sell drugs to the people, like the foreigners, because foreigners go overseas and want drugs. So it's like, but they also mark people. They also mark people to you understand, to be wrapped up. So I was like, these haven't taken my safety into account in any way, shape, or form. My man's come back talking about, oh, can I talk to you? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you to your face. We are, you know, I'm definitely going to use the footage. I know I said I wasn't, but I'm going to use it. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to get me views. you know, this is going to be talked about for a long time, so I'm definitely going to use it, you know, but I can't have you here, you know, I'm going to send you home and we're going to have to film that taking place. And I was like, send me home for what? He said, yeah, I just don't feel, you know, that everyone can carry on with you and feel comfortable. I was like, I want them to tell me. He was like, no, I don't. Yeah, but I was like, if he was like, oh, but they had a sit down and they were told to, but they had a sit down and they voted that they didn't want you to say. I was like, yeah, I want them to tell me that they want me to leave. I'm not. This is straightforward. Just let them say, actually, Ollie, you've made us all really scared and we want you to leave. And then it's cool. Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. You won't get to see them. I was like, what? Next bit, they wanted to film an apology scene with Manos. So they've taken me to another hotel. And then on arrival, all the other guys who they said don't want me to be there are the first guys I see. We're hugging, we're jumping. They was like, where have you been? Oh my God, fishing was crazy. We really needed you there. We were all so scared. We knew you wouldn't be scared. Where were you? What did you get up to? I was like, I was on the streets. We were selling drugs. I was like,
you say we were selling drugs?
I was with the gangsters there. They was like, oh my God, we should have been with you. I was like, oh my God, I should have been with you. They were like, the fish are so huge. They were like, there was so much people on the boat. There's no space to see. They was like, Manos almost got thrown overboard. I was like, huh? They were like, yeah, that man hating it. They all wanted to punch him up. They was like he was really out of place. Like they were really, I'm like, okay, cool. I was just like, but where is he now? Because I don't understand. I thought he, you know, like, then I'm like, wait, these are the same people you said
that don't want you to be on the show. There.
Then I'm speaking to members of crew. They were like, oh, mate, to be honest, I wished you'd have beaten him up yesterday because then maybe he would have been unable to go on that. Now, everyone's kind of giving a bad version of him on that shit, but they're happy to see me. And then I'm like, you left me. I'm listening to you, but you man left me. And then they're like, so what did you get up to? So I was like, oh, some of the local gangsters got a hold of me and made me stay in their shack against my will. And the guy's face went, huh? I said, yeah, I wasn't kidnapped, but maybe forced imprisonment. I was like, I was with some gangbangers. I was with some bad people. I said, why weren't you in your hotel? I was like, it's boring.
Yeah.
So I went outside. But I was like, no, they were cool. They were nice to me, whatever. Listen, well, it's crazy because if you're talking about so he's aware of what I was talking about. I say, if you're talking about what I think you're talking about, that's the kind of stuff they do.
Yeah.
So it was like, maybe it's because he was like, and then I was like, oh no, they think I'm related to Mike Tyson or Tupac or something. So so it's probably because of your size or whatever, they've left you alone. I was like, I don't know, but I'm grateful. They've walked me down this long corridor, got me into this room. There's a massive table, like a conference table. Manos is at the other end, right? I sit down. I'm like, yo, Manos, what you saying? He's like, no, he didn't say anything. Okay. So I was like, sit here? Yeah, sit here. Cool. Ready? Roll in. Action. Manos' first words were, so why did you feel you had to bully me? Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, are you okay? Have you smoked anything? Are you okay? Bearing in mind, I'm still not dealing with this in terms of the mind that to see the bigger picture. Right. Also, I'm feeling bad about my actions, not because of him, but in relation to how it would have affected Auntie I'm living with. So I'm feeling like I've done something wrong. And I'm like, are you cool? So I'm like, I'm not here for this. Look, how's Auntie? That's what. Yeah. So then this like, he's like, yeah, no, did you think it was okay to? So I said, I'm going to walk out. Are you stupid? You know what I'm like?
You're getting me mad now, man.
Do you know what? He gets up. I'm so sorry, Ollie. They made me say it. I don't want to say it. No, Sissy, you didn't bully me. You're a nice guy. You're my friend. You've looked after me since we've been here. I don't even want to do this. Like, he starts selling out on them. And I'm like, what you... And they said, whoa. Man, sit down. That's not what we agree. Look at my hand on my heart. They did this in... When they were saying this, I'm like, guys, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm in the room.
That's what I was going to ask. At that point, like, didn't you question their morals?
No, bro, I'm like, so now I'm realizing I'm being set up. It was at that point I realized you man are setting me up. And I'm just like, so I'm looking around the room like, Why am I being set up?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, man, look at what we gave you. Like, they're giving them points. Like, remember, this is the exact words. Remember what we said.
Stick to the script.
Say that. We're going to go
Sound
again.
like the feds.
Bro, I was like...
And they actually went again.
And they continued filming until he got it right to say, like, so obviously...
And at this point, it didn't matter what you said.
Because
they're going to edit it.
So the script for him was going to be... The script for him was, do you think you have anger issues? Why did you think you had to bully me? Do you feel like...
As long as they had him saying that, they could just
say sorry. And I'm not saying sorry. And I said, I'm not saying sorry for what I did or what I said. I'm saying sorry for how it turned out. If that offended anyone else, if that's affected anyone, cool, I don't want the glass to smash. I'm not sorry for telling you off. I'm not sorry about saying you shouldn't cheat. And I'm not sorry for... We've all cheated, by the way, but I'm against cheating in any capacity in life. Cheating's wrong, okay? And if you're guilty of it, learn and move on and change, okay? Thank you. That's not a joke, but that was my serious bit. But I was like, I'm not sorry for being honest. I'm not sorry for trying to not jeopardize this woman's job. They edited it. Made him have a little thing at the end. He didn't even want to say sorry to me. He did, what if that's not an apology, Ray? I'm like, you guys are crazy.
No, that's just all mad, by the way.
Now, so that's the Manos thing. So that's the blood, sweat, and takeaways thing. Hopefully, I'll never have to talk about this again.
What happened with Auntie?
Don't do it. That's gonna get me emotional.
All right, let's
the whole village. They tried to sneak me into a house to get my belongings. My hand is on my heart. The BBC tried to sneak me into this woman's house to get my stuff. She had cooked a meal. She called it the Last Supper. This is crazy. And she said, I can't leave until the whole family eats together.
Including her first son.
You know what? If anybody that was working for that production company ever hears this and you have the footage, please send it to me. I am not lying when I say
we're going to do more than that.
No, listen.
We're trying to get them on the sofa as well.
Listen to this.
Manos included.
The whole village waited outside whilst we ate. When we finished eating, they did not the bus couldn't get past. The bus couldn't get in to pick us up. It couldn't get out to take me away. The village stood there, and we spoke. Now, these guys are like, oh, this is great TV. They're filming. Auntie's talking to all her family's there. The whole village is surrounded her porch. Auntie's talking to me. She's like, you're like my little Obama. Just be patient, man. Bro. We're sitting there. Bro, I was crying. She was crying. All the kids are crying. The little kids from the sports day are crying. I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, you're bawling on TV. All I can remember thinking was, the people filming you.
They show this.
How that doesn't help their narrative.
Nah, bro.
Daniel, the whole village, bro, and I don't cry for much, but I was like, a part of me was that, while talking to Auntie, I was just like, have I disgraced my mum here? Because I'm looking at her, so she's kind of like the representation of my mum, but I'm like, I can't have, if the whole village have come out, my impact for this village is greater than that incident. And I'm like, and then I was like, oh, but you know what? They're filming it. So it's cool. Yeah. So you won't judge me on
all the other stuff,
the broken glass. You can judge me on my impact on the village. Yeah, right.
Mental.
Yeah,
that's
right.
the media for you.
And this is what it goes to show you. So let me that's the Manos thing, guys. But let's use that as an analogy. It doesn't matter how much impact, how crucial security has been to everything, we're not portrayed in the way we deserve. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's go back to COVID. More of us have died than any other profession.
That's still rough to take in, bro. That's still rough to take in.
No, bro. You know what? When people die in the army, they're celebrated.
Yeah. There's
memorials.
Yeah.
There's poppies.
Yeah.
There's statues.
Name goes on the wall.
A park bench, something. People die in security. Who hears about it?
You know what?
We need to do something.
No,
bro.
that's no,
We need
bro.
to do
Talk to me,
something, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna say something, but like again, it might just take this to another dimension, and I don't know how much time we have left for this particular episode. However, when you now break down the demographic of security guards, do you think, because I'm listening to what you're saying about this whole narrative that they were trying to play and trying to portray, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. You were black, my bro. Big black BBC in it. Big black whatever.
Wait,
pause.
Big black bomber.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, but you get my drift. Like,
black captain.
So the narrative is you're bullying me. You're why are you so angry?
Issues, yeah.
Do you think it's because God rest her soul, mum's not about, like, all of these little like nuances that they pushed
a broken family
what I'm saying to
be the reasoning behind.
So that was that, innit? But they didn't portray the impact. They didn't portray the love that as a black big guy coming into this village, they didn't see that. Do you know what I'm saying? We didn't show that.
Let me sink. Forgive me. Let me sink that in with the security industry. How often have you seen, especially the bigger guys in security, whenever they have to become assertive at the job, anyone who's offended now be like, oh, I pay your wages, I earn more than you. What? Were you bullied at school? Is that why now you want to bully everyone? Or all of a sudden it's all those steroids you're taking are making you angry, mate?
No, I just want you to follow the rules.
So I just need you to not jump in front of these 75 people who were here before you. But it's always, people's narrative is always, oh, you used to be bullied, so you went to get big so you could bully people. That's what they've done. That's security gets that all the time. In terms of the show, now I know that it was definitely the narrative. Black man from Tottenham. They keyed in on that. Black man from Tottenham got angry. Showed no emotion. Got angry. Mash up the youth. Sent home.
And the set.
Yeah.
Standing.
And that's what the papers picked up. And I don't know the stats. Do you know what? I'm gonna check and maybe put something up about it on the Instagram page if I find it. I think that was the most watched episode. Listen, here's the thing.
That's just a good.
I'm not one of the people that I don't cry over spilt milk. My mistake, it might be a mistake, was not being smarter at the time, was not seeing the bigger picture at the time. And sometimes we have to accept that we've made mistakes. Cool. I tell you what is not a mistake is my involvement and my passion for security. Wherever people have to work or gather or exist, security has to be present more than ever now. Here's a plug. This is a great time to get into security work. Guess what? There's going to be loads of work. And there's another lockdown. At the time of filming, there's another lockdown's about to be announced. So this is get in touch. Go to getlicensed.co.uk because they can help you get into it. There's going to be a lot of work. All these COVID test centers have had to have security on them.
Yeah. All
the hospitals have to have security. Schools have to have security. Like, security is going to... We're not running out of work anytime soon. Get a badge. Go to get licensed. Get a badge. I'm telling you there's work. But equally, as you're doing that, know that there is a big risk here. But jump on our wagon because we're going to change how we're viewed. Absolutely. We're going to change how we are treated. And we're going to change how much we're paid. Thank you for joining us on the Big on Security podcast. We talk about security because it's a big deal for you and for me and the entire human race.
Do you even live? Gangs on gangs. I've been getting them gangs on. Do you even live?
Let me get a feature on this.